Welcome in, Maddie. Jordan, hello, lovely. Vicky, welcome in. Just trying to get things set up. That's not what I want. How are you today, Jordan? No booze, Bruce, welcome in. Lynn, welcome in. My phone is being so slow. Okay, we're just not gonna do that. I love Cindy, welcome in. To look performance. Oh, how cool! Way to go, just for doing that. Let us know how that goes, sweetheart. Welcome in, Holly. Welcome in, Tara. Tracy. Did I see Mom come in? Edith. Welcome in, everybody. Julie, welcome in. Happy Monday. Thank you for the hot me's, y'all. Thank you for the hot me's. Sassy, welcome in. Mary, welcome in. We'll get started in just a few minutes, you guys. Tonight we are talking about emotional affairs. We're going to be talking about the person who has the emotional affairs and also the person being on the other end of their partner having an emotional affair. Mason, what's up, dude? How the fuck are you? Peace, welcome in. Brittany, welcome in. Right back at you, Mason. Hanging in there. Carrie! Hello, hello, lovely. Happy Monday. How are you? Let's share one win from your day. Usita, welcome in. One win for my day is I made it to the gym today. I made it to the gym. Joe, welcome in. What's one win? Even if it was you got out of bed or you slept all day. Ooh, what kind of pies? You played in the mud? Brittany got out of bed. You played in the mud? Brittany got out of bed. Yes, high five, y'all. Joe, welcome in. Betsy Ross, welcome in. Cherry and peach, number one. Delicious. Number one. My son to the doctor. Hey, let's go with getting shit done. Meg, welcome in. Way to go, Carrie. I got this like under eye stuff. I want to see what it looks like live. That doesn't even make a difference, does it? Oh, yes! Let's go with an emotional therapy mud session. Can you guys even tell the difference? I hate spending money on shit like this. I'm not even gonna lie. Jenny, welcome in. Foxy, welcome in. A girl needs a little help when she's tired. Can you guys even tell the difference? So, I asked, what's it for? It's to like correct the dark circles and like puffiness. But I didn't want something super heavy. I don't wear makeup except for eye makeup. I don't wear foundation. So I wanted something that I could just put under my eye. And this one is Correction Concentrate Brightening Peach. I did not get, I mean, Talk Shop, I love you. But I got it. Okay, well, we're putting it on the other eye then. Let's go with a little bit of brightening. Let's go. I'm mad about it. Am I gonna go take a shower right after this live? Yes. Do I care? Absolutely not. Now I feel like this is super, okay, it's cool. It's brighter. Wakes up your eyes. Peachy brightness. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to Mental Monday. I am your coach and your therapeutic nutritionist, Amber McCrae. Hi. Welcome. Happy fucking Monday, y'all. Tonight, we are talking about emotional affairs. This is something I had no idea even existed, well, a few years ago now, but I had never heard anybody talk about this until I experienced it myself. Debbie, welcome in. So we're going to be talking about that. Just a shout out to my mods. We have It's Me, Tara. We have Jordan. We have Coach Holly, Recovery Coach Holly. They're fucking amazing. Okay? They have so many amazing things coming up. Please check them out. Follow them. See what they're doing. They all... Holly, Jordan, Tara, all have amazing shit coming out. So please, if you're not following them, please make sure to pick them up. Check out their content. They're awesome. I couldn't do it without them. So they help hold down the fort in these lives. If you need anything, just tag them. If I miss something, they got me. So never have to worry about that. Hi, Mama. I love you too. Madeline. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. I love you too, Mama. What's up? Jared's in the house. All right, guys. We're talking about emotional affairs. Okay, so before we jump into it, ladies, women, goddesses, we have a few seats left for the Sacred Middle tonight, where we are going... I'll share a lot more of my personal story. We will talk in depth. It's a small group of women so that we can get more vulnerable, ask a lot of questions, talk about a lot of things. In the Sacred Middle, we will be talking about the emotional affairs and going a lot deeper into what all of that looks like from both sides. Brittany, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the fam, Brittany. Appreciate it. Brittany, if you're new here, which I think you are, then you can check out our Discord. It's free to join. All these amazing fucking people are in there. We, great tribe. If you're looking for people who are emotionally aware, learning the healing journey, we're messy. We say fuck perfect, and we're learning on this journey together. Okay. So also quick, no worries, Carrie, at all. It's there whenever it resonates. Day is in the house. Let's go. If you have not worked with me, you have not booked a breakthrough call, they're free. 30 minutes one-on-one. You and I get to chat and help you move through something maybe you feel stuck in, or you've never gotten to talk about anything. 30 minutes one-on-one energy, okay? Thank you, Jordan. Breakthrough calls are amazing. They're a Zoom, so check out my link tree. Also, these recordings are being put on YouTube. I am slowly but surely doing it, so you can head over to my YouTube and rewatch these lives. All right. I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Thank you. Danielle, welcome in. Okay, so let's get to it. First, if you have never heard of an emotional affair, put a 1 in the chat. Because y'all, until it happened to me, until I was the one that was having an emotional affair, I didn't even know what the fuck that meant. Okay, so there's zero judgment here. We don't do that. We love questions. We love vulnerability. This is the space to ask questions and learn, okay? PBR, what's up? Yeah, Brittany, me either. I had no idea what an emotional affair was. Okay, now, put a 2 in the chat if you have either had an emotional affair or somebody had an emotional affair. Either you have... Wow. Okay, let's breathe. Okay. Max, welcome in. Either you have had an emotional affair or your partner has had an emotional affair. So put a 2 in the chat if you have experienced on either side of that. Talk to another boy about your boyfriend in high school. We're going to talk about that, Tara. We're going to talk about emotional affairs. They're oftentimes emotional affairs, there is no physical contact. There can be some, but then you go into a whole different thing. But emotional affair, we're really just going to talk about the emotional side. So this is like no physical contact. It is more common than we know. 100%, especially Marielle, welcome in, lovely. Especially because it's not fucking talked about. Because why? Emotions aren't talked about. Yeah, PBR, same. I did as well. So one of the big things that I just want to start off with is that, first of all, there's no judgment here, okay? I come to you firsthand saying, I have no place for judgment. I have hurt people. I have been hurt. I have done fucked up shit. I have said fucked up shit. All of this, okay? So there is no judgment here. Also, in the comments, there's no fucking judgment. We don't stand that here. You'll be given a warning, and then bye-bye. Okay, so zero fucking tolerance for judgment. This is a place where we can talk about the shit that we've been shamed for our whole lives. Okay, because in order to actually work through it, we have to acknowledge it and be able to talk about it and understand it. And here's the thing, everything that we do makes sense. Okay, that doesn't make us bad people. It makes us people looking for something, and it comes out in other ways because we have no idea how the fuck to achieve what we're trying to get. Okay, so it is a need we are trying to meet, but we have no idea how to meet that need, or we have no idea how to communicate that. Okay, so we're all beautifully broken, however the fuck you want to say it. Okay, we are all, or not broken, we all just are trying to be loved and love. Tim's in the house, let's go. Okay, so so really what I want to talk about today is the kind of affair that doesn't always look like cheating. Okay, it doesn't always look like cheating, but it feels like betrayal. This is such a sticky situation, okay, because we can, and coming from personal experience, try to justify what we were doing, right? Because it wasn't physical, and we actually, there is no 100% what it looks like. Some there's no secrecy, some there is secrecy, okay? Some is just you are more emotionally reliant on this other person than your partner, or you invest more in this other person than your partner, or also, what was it? Sometimes it's emotional hierarchy. So this other person gets your best energy, attention, and inside world. Okay? And so that can look like your partner still gets those things, but not the best parts of you. Is it considered physical if there's... Say it again? Oh, if there's like sexting? I'm sure that there's like all different kinds. For me personally, self-gratification involved. So I called that, yeah, I think that it would be, in my opinion. People like to put a lot of parameters. So for me personally, my husband had an emotional and phone sex affair. So however you want to put that, they weren't physically in the same room, but there was sexual thing happening, right? Now for mine, there was like physical touching, like hugs and things like that. There was no sexual thing. So it can look very different, right? So it can look very different. One was secrecy, one was not secrecy. One was completely hidden, one was totally out in the open and communicated everything with the partner. Does anybody have any questions so far? I'm so sorry, Jordan. The thing too about these betrayals, because that's what it is, right? When we or our partners have an emotional or any kind of affair, it is a betrayal of ourselves and the other person. Third time, welcome in. With all of that, it doesn't just affect the partnership. It affects the identity of self, okay, when this betrayal happens, because we try to understand what we did wrong, where we were lacking, how we missed it, all of these things. Everybody, thank you for being vulnerable in the chat. I see you. I'm holding space. I don't take that lightly. It's not easy to put our shit out there, right? So I see you and I appreciate your vulnerability, because when we talk about these things and we're able to be vulnerable about what we've done and what our experiences have been, it helps others know that they're not alone, because affairs and emotional affairs, in fact, I don't even know if I know anybody who hasn't experienced at least one. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, Brittany, I have in my past as well. I've had physical affairs in my previous marriage. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, so I just want to give us permission to not be perfect here. This journey, this adventure, healing, is not often pretty, right? But it can be beautiful because we don't have to get it all right. Leaders, how the fuck are you? I get that, right? I get that, Jordan. And that's one of the things we're going to dive a little bit deeper into in the Sacred Middle, is in more detail when these affairs usually happen, what's happening, right? So I know that when you are emotionally vulnerable in any situation, you are susceptible to an emotional affair. This is why when I am talking to people about speaking this language and learning emotional awareness, especially men, I have to say, especially men, when they are learning this language, women are craving it and they're inundated. So it's like a drug. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, everybody. Leaners, permission to not be perfect. Hello. It's like I'm okay for a while, but then I get urges. Nothing can stop me. It's crazy. It's not crazy, Brittany. It makes sense. It's coming from somewhere, right? So if we don't have emotional safety, or we don't have emotional intimacy with our partners, it's a need that we have as a human. We're going to get it from somewhere. This is why being aware of what's happening to us and what we need and all of that, and being able to communicate it, is so fucking huge. Now, we're not going down the road of our partner showing up. That's a whole different live, okay? But we're just focusing on us today. What is happening? Either you're the one having the emotional affair, or your partner had the emotional affair. But I do just want to say, it's not random. The urges come from somewhere. getting to the root cause. This is one of the reasons that I love talking about these taboo topics, is because they're not fucking random. We're not crazy. We're not terrible people. It's that it's coming from somewhere. The issue is, if we do not take the time to understand, and we think we are above that, you are going to repeat the pattern and the cycle, and you're going to hurt yourself and other people in the process. I will say this. Everyone is susceptible to an emotional affair. Everyone. Because we are human and we are created for connection. Sheila, welcome in. I'm catching up. Yeah, Hales, that makes so much sense, because we crave that emotional intimacy. It's what we do with that, right? Like, how are we going to go about that? Emotional intimacy is so precious. And I think that a misconception is that men do not crave and need emotional intimacy. That's not true. Men need emotional intimacy just as much as women do. Oh, Marielle, I'm so sorry. I made all sorts of bad decisions in the past, relationship-wise. Yeah, it's because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We're just like, oh, we're trying to get a need met and coping and all of this, and this shit is tough. We can be totally honest and still be safe, right? Yes, 100%. That's what this space is about. And again, we started no judgment. I have said that I've been on both sides. I have had an emotional affair. My partner's had an emotional affair. I have had a physical affair on my previous marriage. So there's no fucking judgment here. We're just talking about this so that we can understand it and we can understand what's happening to us and our partners. Just Jay, welcome in. Hello. I'm getting caught up. I think men are just taught to shove their feelings down. 100%, Jordan. And men need physical touch as well. And if they never got the emotional safety to feel from their mothers, they either shut it off, which most men do, right? And then they become withdrawers because they have learned it is not safe to feel, so they shut it off for survival. Same with physical touch. Most men crave physical touch, but are never most men only get touched during sex. Inappropriate conversation with men has become an addiction for me. I'm addressing it. Megan, thank you for being vulnerable. It's tough because we want to feel seen and we want a partner and we want to feel like we matter and we want that partnership and we want a person to do life with. It makes sense. Also, we're seeking validation outside of ourselves. I choose no man for this reason. Holding space for you, Just G, because it's tough learning and being in that space of sitting with and learning yourself. I think I missed hold on, I'm trying to get caught up. It all comes back to validating and truths with our emotions that we lacked growing up. Facts. Because what's the point if there's no intimacy? It's something I don't share with friends. And see, okay, here's... I think I could talk about this for a whole life, but I believe that we can have emotional intimacy okay, how do I want to put this? I think it is important to have safe people that you can be emotionally vulnerable with of the same sex. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have emotional affairs with the same sex. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it is important to have more than one person, if you can, to be there for you emotionally, just like vice versa. I think it is important to have a beautiful, if nothing else, small group, if you're a woman, small group of women that you can be vulnerable with and that can be there for you, right? Now, can that turn into you go to them and you don't go to your partner? Yeah, you have to be aware. This is where emotional awareness comes in. Seth, welcome in. Affairs are not good, but why be mad if you can't provide it? I will be so honest with you, Hales, is that I was in that place. And in fact, my husband and I, many years ago, had a conversation. And this is when I had an emotional affair. I had a friend. He was very available as time-wise. We shared so much of the same thing. Our kids were the same age. And my husband did not like to do these things. And so I was like, if you don't want to do them, then that's okay. But me and my buddy are going to go do them. And they were like friends. And so we were learning all about all of this stuff, right? It became so much that then it felt like my partner didn't care. And I'm not saying that there isn't two sides and there needs to be growth. That's not what I'm saying. Again, the awareness and what is transpiring and where it's going. I'm 84 messages behind. No, okay, so Hale said, I'm just being totally honest, and I understand you. Again, I was there. I said that literal thing to my husband. I'm like, you don't even want to go, so what does it matter? You don't want to do this. Heather, welcome in. I keep wrestling with the moral side of it too. Yeah, and for me, again, what's the root? What are you really seeking? What are we really seeking? Affairs are not good enough. Alright. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up. Marielle, I'm so glad I have this platform because half my family are clueless versus perfect saints. Yeah, and that's why I love talking about these things because these are real. People, either you don't know what you don't know because we were never taught, or you pretend they don't exist because you were taught this is not safe. Okay, I'm skipping because I will never get caught up. So if I miss something important, just throw it back in the chat. Okay? Do we have any questions? Tom. Why was that so hard to say? Welcome in, Tom. Do we have any questions? I know. If someone else feels like your emotional home and your partner feels like a guest, you're already outside of the relationship. I'm sorry, can we just take a moment to let that sink in? If someone else, it's going to actually bring me tears, okay? If someone else feels like your emotional home and your partner feels like a guest, you're already outside of the relationship. Now, here is a caveat that I want to say with this. Having emotionally safe friends that are the same, I would lean into the same sex, is so important. And sometimes there will be shifts in your relationship where you might need to lean on those people. Because we go through ebbs and flows of our connections, right? Of our relationship. And so when, especially on this healing journey, I have talked to so many women, people, mostly women, who actually, it's across the board. When you're on this healing journey, it can be very easy to emotionally disconnect from your partner because they are not on the same journey as you. Okay? They are like, this is great for you. I didn't ask this for me. I love you, but I don't want to do what you're doing. That is a whole other life. Okay? I just want to say that that is extremely common and leaves you very, very vulnerable to an emotional and physical affair. So being aware of what's happening to you and seeking safe connections. I highly suggest, if you are in that situation, to find the same-sex coach, or a therapist, counselor, or something like that. You got to lean into the relationship. It's either time to trust, fall, or break your rear end. Also, I do think that there's time and space for growth and stretching. And to be honest, it isn't really fair that we have decided we wanted to change our whole fucking lives and we married somebody or we're with somebody that we didn't start that journey together. Like, we were already together and then I'm like, oh, let me just change my whole life and who I am. Like, that's a lot to take in. It's gonna take time to create safety in that and to show that also you've changed. When you were in an emotional affair, was your partner at the time mad about it? So, yes and no. And what I mean by this is he was also heavily into porn. That is like kind of what caused this perfect storm also. Also, that's not his jam. Like, he doesn't love running and he doesn't like hiking and these things. There's a lot of other things that we love to do together, but some of those things he absolutely didn't. So he's like, yeah, go have fun. And he trusted this person. So while it didn't maybe feel good, there was that. And so I am sure that he did not like it. And yeah, he did not like it, right? Because it felt threatening. It was very scary that he, men often feel not enough. Not all men, but most men feel not enough already. And so for their partner to be super connecting and having fun and living their best life with another man is definitely threatening and scary. 100% only women for me. No disrespect to the men. I can find what I need through them. And this is something I'm highly aware of. I have a few really close male friends, like y'all know Hunter. He is a close friend. I consider him like a brother, right? Ryan is on here. He is like a brother to me. I also am extremely aware of even those connections. And I purposely don't go to them with certain things. I'm extremely, extremely aware. And if something ever feels like it doesn't seem like a big deal, but I feel like I should tell my husband, I always communicate that. Like we have open stuff. So I agree. It's not always about them catching you. Sometimes you gotta fall and watch how they pick you up. Could you explain that a little bit more, Tom? And so this is something else, is that we almost ended our marriage then. This was like 6 years ago. And we almost ended our marriage. And I was like, I am done being in a relationship where I still feel alone. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I don't have room to grow, but I was married for 10 years prior to my current husband. Okay, so I'm on my second marriage. My first marriage was, we're not going to talk about that one. Okay, we were 18, heavily in church, no emotional awareness at all. It was not a pretty sight. It was terrible. Okay, and so we both learned a lot. And here's the thing, my husband, for lack of better terms, does not feel hasn't felt emotionally safe, especially in the past. So he withdraws. Okay, withdrawers have a much harder time being vulnerable. Pursuers, it's tough, but it's not as tough as the withdrawer, because being vulnerable feels detrimental to their psyche. Okay, so when we are asking a withdrawer to be vulnerable and open up, we are literally asking them to do the hardest thing and most scariest thing in the whole fucking world. And if we fuck up in that, if we create unsafety when they do that, it's so hard to rebuild that. That happened with us. Okay, now it didn't start with us. That came from his childhood, and my shit came from mine, but we brought it. Okay. And Hales, I fully understand. And everybody has to do what feels right for them, right? I'm just going to say this. Do what feels right for you. You and your partner, it can look fucking different for everybody. And at the end of the day, we have to do what feels right for us. It doesn't, no matter fucking what anybody else says. I'll say that. Emotional affairs can be just as damaging and detrimental as physical. And sometimes more so. Okay, I'm behind again, so I'm skipping. I'm counting on my mods. If I miss something, please repost it. Yes, Hales, that's what I'm saying. It's like having sex with my mental state. Yes, that's what emotional intimacy is. It can be, right? Again, when we're getting it from our girlfriends, I think that, or the same sex, I think we still have to be careful, because, to be honest, it could flip that way. If we're just keeping shit real, right? Because in the end, we're like, I just want to feel seen and heard and valued wherever I can get that. So we have to be so aware. But I do think that it meets a need, right? And especially if we're doing that with the opposite sex outside of our partnership, it's dicey. You're risking it for the biscuit. It all feels the same. I will say the same, Mom. My brain goes on an adventure in a fantasy world. Yes. Okay, so, holy shit, it's already 4:43. Okay, let's talk about that. Oh, I can't read on this part. Okay, deep breath, y'all. Okay. There are many different types of emotional affairs. I'm not even going to try to guess. I'm just going to look it up. There's like Larmar. No. Hold on. Let's see. Jess. Up until I met Jess, I had a tendency to feel like I was always needed more and it would lead me outside. So like her pull for her to need you led you to go outside? Is that what you're saying? I cannot find what I'm looking for. Where did I see that? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's like this, not Larmar. It's not called fantasy. Man, hold on. Really fast while I'm looking for this, there's a few more spots for the sacred middle where we're going to keep diving in. We didn't even scratch the surface of this conversation. So come to the sacred middle and we'll keep talking about it. I felt like something inside me just lacked and she brought it back. The emotional truly worked. Yeah, because woke the physical. Yeah, that makes sense because again, we are emotional creatures. Even men, and especially men. I don't think it's talked about enough. Oh, what is it called? Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. Emotional conversations film. Yeah. And that's the thing about emotional affairs. Oftentimes they lead to physical affairs. That's where my emotional affair was going 100% if I didn't get out of that. It almost did, right? Because when you feel emotionally connected to somebody, you feel alive. You're like, shit, this is what I have been waiting for. This is what I've been looking for. I can't find what I'm looking for. Does anybody know what it's called when you? It's not a fantasy affair, but the word is not Larmar. It's Oh, it is. It's a drug. It's a dopamine hit. I bet. I have no idea. Okay. We've talked about it before. It's like it's not real. It's like it's not real. I'll have to. Chronic emptiness and fear of rejection fueled the search for admiration and emotional escape. Yeah. To consider it an affair, but I know it depends on the couple. I have a deep emotional relationships with most of my people, so I struggle to know where the line is to consider it an affair. That's so huge. And I think that line is different for each person and each partnership, because I know for us it is. Unfortunately, we had to find that line and what felt right for both of us. Unfortunately, we had to cross those lines to know. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it, but but I do understand. No, it's not called. It's making me angry. It's not called fictional. I will find it and I'll post it in the Discord. There's specific wording that I'm looking for. Aria, welcome in. We are just talking about emotional affairs. We got about 5 minutes and we still have a few seats for the small group of sacred middle group of women where we meet, and we're going to hop onto Zoom and talk more in depth about this. And I'm going to find the damn words and I'll post it in. It's like different types of affairs, but there's specific wording that I'm looking for. I learned it when my husband had an affair, and it's like fantasy, but it's not the word fantasy. It's called something else. Limerence! Thank you, Tom! Oh my god! Thank you. Limerence. Okay. That was like the different ones that I was thinking. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I was thinking Larmar. No, that's the stone. I could not. Okay. Also, really fast, I'm going to tell you what the Limerence affair is, or what it means. Is, what? Damn it, I lost it. Hold on. Having a backup plan. This is something I did not know was subconsciously playing in my background of my psyche. Is that because of trauma that I hadn't really unpacked? I had honored, but I hadn't really unpacked how it affected me mentally and emotionally with safety and things like that. I subconsciously was creating backups just in case, because I didn't want to be like alone, like abandoned. And I'm not going to say I didn't. I don't mind being by myself, but I want a partner for my life. Does that make sense? And so subconsciously, we can have a backup plan. Okay, so it sounds like an essential oil. Okay. Limerence. The obsessive, euphoric, can't stop thinking about you type. Brittany, if you're still in here, this is what I was thinking also. Megan. Emotional obsession plus fantasy bond. Feels like soulmate energy or fate, like immediately. Dopamine driven addictive. Little to no. I'll have to do a puzzle. Okay, really fast. Little to no long-term foundation built on idolization and projection. Okay, often mistaken for true love, but fueled by unmet needs and escapism. That's what I was trying to talk about. There's other ones, but that's the one I was thinking of, really. I know. I see you guys. Thank you for being so vulnerable. Okay, Tom. Thank you. Yes. You guys are all on point. Time to do some. And Hales, just what I want to say to everybody is that you're not wrong for wanting emotional safety, emotional intimacy. You're not too much for wanting and needing that. It's tough when you and your partner both have shit to work on, but I just want to let you know that you're not bad or anything for wanting that. It's a need. As a human, we need emotional intimacy. Correct, Tom. Most of us have been in that. Ailes, I'm sending you so much hugs and understanding and just that it makes sense. Okay? Sometimes so uncomfortable here only because I'm the cause of some of the... Oh, I love you, Mom. I'm holding space for you. Grab your seat. Yes. Ending this live, we are hopping over to the Sacred Middle. If you have not grabbed your seat, go do so now on my link tree. All right, guys. Have an amazing day. I will see you Wednesday for art. We are doing a little meditative art thing. You don't need any experience. So don't come at me with, I'm not crafty. I'm not, I don't have any artistic skills because none of that is needed. Yes. The doors close. Yes. For Mountain 6:15, Eastern 6:15, for Pacific 5:15. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. Have an amazing night. I'm so glad that you guys were here and you showed up. I appreciate your vulnerability and remember, fuck perfect. Okay? Hi, bye everybody.